How you feel about everything he's being accused of?
Here go a whole nother thing. But this guy, he doing a civil suit against Tyler Perry. He just, I don't know if he put any racketeering or any criminal acts against him, but it's real funny, man, how stuff I talked about years ago.
Tyler Perry told his male actors they're not allowed to consort with me because I saw you at a Diddy party, Tyler.
Whispers are turning into roars as allegations surface that Tyler Perry personally reached out to silence a key figure tied to shocking revelations from Diddy's infamous parties. Sources claim Perry made a private phone call in the middle of the night, not to deny, but to warn. The pressure, the threats, the sudden media silence, it all points to something much bigger being hidden. Could this be a case of damage control? Or is Tyler Perry part of a deeper, darker circle in Hollywood? And if these allegations are true, how many other powerful names are working overtime to keep these secrets buried? Before we dive into all this, make sure you hit that subscribe button because the truth may be uglier than we ever imagined. Now, if you don't know the ties between Tyler Perry and Sean Diddy Combs, let's break it down, because these two powerhouses have more in common than most people realize. Over the years, Perry and Diddy have crossed paths multiple times, not just at award shows or industry events, but at private dinners, luxury getaways, and elite gatherings that only the top 1% of Hollywood even know about. Photos of them smiling together exist online, but it's the behind-the-scenes world that people rarely talk about. Like exclusive parties, strategic business conversations, and circles where power is currency.
Tyler Perry told his male actors they're not allowed to consort with me because I saw you at a Diddy party, Tyler. And you were having a glorious time. I spent a lot of time in Miami and I snuck around Star Island quite a bit. I know Christian isn't lying, but I need him to tell me what happened to my friends. And I don't care how long it's been since I talked to them. They will always be my friends. Always. Tim and Durrett and Lamont Rucker were not the same after they went on camera with Tyler Perry. Christian, I think you can tell me why.
Some sources have even said that Perry looked up to Diddy early on, not creatively, but strategically, admiring the way he moved through industries with dominance and control. The fact that they remain close but private speaks volumes. Whether it's mutual respect, shared interest, or something deeper, Perry and Diddy's bond has been consistent and guarded. Whatever the truth was, one thing is clear, that these two men don't just attend Hollywood. They help run it.
Tyler Perry fooled the whole black community. He got us to do what RuPaul couldn't get us to do. He got us to do what no one else, and he came up with an ingenious way to do it. He and he alone got black folk to accept drag. And you know how he did it? He did it through laughter, through humor. He got us to accept drag queens. That's all Madea is a drag queen. This man can't find an overweight black woman.
If you a gay person and you in there, put some other gay people on. Put somebody on. Or don't be wondering why people keep saying gatekeepers. Because clearly, y'all are keeping these gates. Clearly. We put too much pressure on Tyler Perry. You know what I mean? He ain't put nobody on.
Now in all this, there is one man who has now taken over all the headlines, and that's Gene Deal. He's the one name that keeps popping up, the man who refuses to stay silent, and the one who's constantly bringing up these two Hollywood giants and what he claims is their ugly reality. Now, you might think Gene Deal was just a former bodyguard for Diddy, just another guy hired to stand in the background. But you'd be wrong. Gene wasn't just guarding the door, he was standing inside the room, watching, listening, taking mental notes while the rest of the world was distracted by champagne and flashing cameras. He was there for the rise of Bad Boy Records, behind the scenes of some of the biggest parties and power moves the entertainment industry has ever seen. He's not speaking from secondhand gossip. He's claiming to have witnessed the behavior, the conversations, and the secrets firsthand. And now, years later, he's decided it's time to speak, even if it means shaking the very foundation of Hollywood power. What makes Gene different is the detail, the emotion, the way he speaks like a man who's carried the weight of what he knows for far too long. He isn't polished and he isn't playing politics. He's raw, and that's why so many people are listening, and why the names he drops are causing such a stir. According to Gene, Diddy's legendary parties were far from innocent. What the world saw as glitz and glamour, Gene describes as something much darker behind closed doors. He claims these events were full of manipulation, control, and disturbing behavior that went unchecked for years. From strange rituals to silent power plays, Gene says these weren't just parties. They were stages for secrets the public was never supposed to know.
A couple of parties I seen and I knew that they were spiking drinks. My girl was at the New Year's party, right? I'm at the front door. I gotta make sure everybody got their passes and everything like that. So then, my girl and her girlfriend is in the party. So they get bottles of champagne. You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking for them. After everybody comes, they close the door. So I'm going knocking in doors, looking at people. I'm looking for my kid's mother now. What's going on? And I'm getting hysterical. So I decided to go to the car, and I looked in the car. She was in the car asleep. She said, Gene, we started drinking the champagne, and I didn't feel good. And me and Debbie came here and went to sleep.
Even more unsettling, he suggests that many celebrities witnessed it all and stayed quiet. Now, in between all the names Gene Deal has brought to the surface, one stood out more than most: Tyler Perry. Gene recalled an incident from the early 2000s during the Jack the Rapper convention in Puerto Rico. It was around the time when 50 Cent was on the rise, promoting his breakout single, and many major industry names were gathered in one place. During that weekend, Gene says he was dining with a young, well-dressed man he referred to as Black. While enjoying their evening, 2 high-end bottles of champagne were suddenly brought to their table. According to Gene, neither he nor his friend had ordered the drinks. When the waitress pointed out who had sent them, it was none other than Tyler Perry, smiling and seated at a distance. Gene viewed the gesture as more than casual generosity. He saw it as a quiet, intentional move directed specifically at his younger companion. This moment, although seemingly small at the time, has taken on new weight in light of the allegations surfacing now. Years later, that same story has resurfaced. Not just as a memory, but as what some see as a potential early sign of a pattern. Gene connected this moment to current events involving a civil suit filed against Perry by a man who claims to have been mistreated while working under him. The plaintiff had reportedly hinted at these experiences long before filing, but only recently found the confidence or support to take legal action.
We were sitting at this table, and I just asked Tyler. Tyler made it clear that he said, look, no one can know that I'm gay. And I'm thinking, what? Are you looking around? Did you see all these sissies you hanging around at this table? Nobody can know that you're gay, and you sit around with all these damn sissies. I said, well, why? Why can people not know that you're gay? And he just told me, he said that if people find out he's gay, he's going to lose the support of the members of the black church members. Now, keep in mind, I had not been to Tyler Perry's plays. I'd only seen him on DVD. So I don't know who was going to see his plays. I assumed that they were just everyday African-American people. I did not know that he had such a huge church following. I'm not a church-going individual. I grew up as a Jehovah's Witness, so I don't know anything about the black America and the black church scene, not like Tyler knew. And Tyler knew enough about the black church scene to tap into that market.
What makes Gene's story more significant is the timing. The lawsuit comes after years of silence and very little public controversy around Perry. His empire, built on themes of morality and redemption, now stands under a different kind of scrutiny. And in Gene's eyes, the past behavior he witnessed aligns with the allegations now being made. Adding fuel to the fire, Gene also referenced how an episode of The Boondocks, one that parodied a character resembling Perry, was allegedly pulled from air after drawing uncomfortable parallels to real-life situations. That, combined with recent developments, has reignited discussions about the image Perry projects versus the behavior some claim to have witnessed behind the scenes. The story of the champagne at Jack the Rapper might have seemed like a minor anecdote at first, but in the context of current legal issues, it struck a nerve. And according to sources close to Gene, the pressure ramped up shortly after that clip started circulating. Some online voices have speculated that powerful figures, possibly connected to Perry's team, may have tried to discourage Gene from speaking further. Whether through quiet messaging, subtle warnings, or private back-channel efforts, there's a growing belief that someone is actively working to keep the conversation contained. This became even more apparent after Gene dropped Tyler Perry's name and linked him to events from the past. Since then, every attempt to suppress his voice seems to have only added momentum to his message. As views on his interviews continue to climb and audiences dissect his every word, the idea that someone is trying to control the narrative is becoming harder to ignore. And with everything that's come to light, the real question now is, can Tyler Perry actually silence everyone? Or will he eventually face the same public reckoning that's closing in on Diddy? We'll be watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications because this story is just getting started.